Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. I want to just go through this real fast. This is kind of a response video to my brother on YouTube, Shawn Bradley, Say Shawn Bradley, who did a wonderful job doing an interview on Damen Wayne, who, if you don't know who he is, it's been a hell of a week for him. He is the little boy who, well, he's not a little boy, he's a grown man who actually has had an escapade with Nicole Cloud's husband, supposedly, allegedly, from Married to Medicine, and a big blow up on the show last week, where he came out and said, he actually had been sleeping with Nicole Cloud's husband, Darren. So I just wanted to one, say kudos to Shawn for actually doing the interview, and I thought Shawn did very well in his interview, and he kept himself together, and he stayed pretty non-biased throughout the whole thing, and just did a wonderful job, because that's what Shawn does. Shawn is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I do see more huge things for my brother coming up in the future. He's going to do very well. Well, I mean, Shawn's very accomplished anyway, but he's going to do very well at all of these things that he's doing, his music career. And if you ever checked him out, please go, guys, check out Shawn Bradley. He's fierce, and he has a lot to offer, and I just can't wait to watch everything evolve for Shawn. But Shawn, you did a fabulous job. But I got a couple things to say, okay? Now, I'm kind of happy about a lot of things that actually went on here, because I was going through the comments. The interview just took place yesterday. I think Shawn did the interview, and he actually had reached out to a few of us and asked us if we have questions and things that he wanted us to ask. And I was really flattered that he actually did ask one of my questions, and he actually reached out to me to even ask me a question. I appreciate that, Shawn. But a lot of what went on, the interview was good. Damen was good. And I think the child was very forthcoming. I think he was very honest. One thing I'm going to say that I was very happy that seemed to be got cleared up. Quad didn't set this up. She didn't set up anything. She literally, I think she was kind of blindsided with it. Like, there were certain things that went on in the interview he talked about, like he said, no, I wasn't mic'd. I wasn't mic'd. They put a boom mic over my head once the conversation started going on with me and Quad, because I wouldn't let it go. Quad tried to walk away a few times, and I kind of pulled her back. So it kind of took that whole bullshit of, oh, she set it up, and all of this, because they've really been giving the girl a hard time this season. And you got to go back and watch my video for tonight's episode as well. For what was it, episode 11? I said some other things about that, but she's been getting a hard rap, like she's making up things. And it kind of took the focus off of that. The boy already said he got no affiliation with Bravo, no affiliation with Married to Medicine. At the end of the day, he is a gay male who's scorned. Him and Darren fucked around. Shit went left. He got pissed. He fucking told it. Now, is it right? Some parts of it, and some parts of it ain't. And there was a lot of people standing in judgment of this little boy. Standing in judgment. I think he said he was 23 years old. When the fuck was the last time you were 23 years old? Did you do everything right when you were 23? Did you I'm 43. Did you do everything right when you were 23? Would you do some of the same shit at 23 that you did when you were 33? A lot of judgment. I was looking in them comments, and it's just getting started. I was just looking at the comments on Shawn's, and I just got a couple things I'm going to say here. No, It's never right to out anybody. It's not. It's not right, and it's downright fucking dangerous. But one thing that I'll tell you that little Damen Wayne is not worried about, and that's non-confrontational ass, punk ass motherfucking Darren. Okay? He has no motherfucking fear of Darren because he told whatever the fuck he wanted to tell and didn't have any qualms about it and didn't even flinch. He didn't even flinch when he told the shit about meeting Darren at the premiere party and all that. And no, I don't believe that he knew right away that Darren was Lisa's husband or that Darren even was a castmate of the show. Okay, see, and there's some other things, and I'm looking in the comments at it was a lot of, all this shock value. Come on, y'all. Come on, seriously, seriously, and I'm going to put a lot of it on not knowing gay life. If you've never lived in a bigger city, and I don't live in a big city, I live in Pittsburgh, so it's small as far as gay cities go. We're talking like Atlanta, New York, San Francisco, baby. Gay life ain't nothing like what you think it is. It ain't. It ain't. And it's different. It's different and it functions different. A lot of that shit that he said about the gays and how they don't stick together and how they get jealous of each other and they stand in judgment. Let me tell you something. 43 years of this shit, honey. There is nothing that a heterosexual will ever do that could be as hurtful as one of us will do to each other. Never. Y'all don't even have that talent. You don't have the talent to attack us the way that we attack each other. And I've been mentioning it before. I got a book that I wrote called Boys Like Me, and it's actually my memoir up to 2012. I spent damn near a whole chapter on the book, just explaining some of the misconceptions that people have about gay life. And in that section of that book, there's a lot of gay people that didn't even understand what the fuck I was talking about and were enlightened by the things I was saying, and they're in the shit. Okay? I went on and on and on with that chapter, trying to explain some things about just misconceptions. Who's sleeping with who? Who's liking who? Ain't no more of this masculine versus feminine versus child. That shit, the lines is so motherfucking blurred on that bullshit. I kept writing and writing and writing until it gave me a motherfucking headache and I had to let it go, okay? So if you're not in it, you don't really understand it, okay? So all the shock value, come on, grow up, grow up. There was so much shit that he was saying that was hitting home, like the looseness of a hookup. Do you really understand the looseness of a motherfucking hookup? Because that's what I got from it. That's what I got from it. I don't think the boy, I believe that he went to the party. His friend did decorations for the party. He got a blind invitation to the party, went to the party, happened to meet Darren. They had a little funny conversation. There was a little spark, a little click. Everybody on board. 2 days later, Darren done fucked the shit out of him. Fucked him some more a couple days after that. Before you knew anything, you was giving him gifts. You was paying for shit and carrying on. And it was cool. And I believe down the line, because you don't always tell your good Judies. You bet not tell your good Judies who you fucking. And I believe it came out later. We didn't know when that shit was going on who Lisa Nicole Cloud was, all like that. We didn't know who Darren was, all like that. We found out once the shit aired. So yeah, I ain't discrediting all that what the little boy was saying. That's gay life. That's the way it go. I believe him and Darren just kind of hooked up and start kind of taking liking each other. And I believe somewhere down the line, shit went left. Shit went left. Now, I don't know about all his Christian background and all of that stuff like that, but I believe, that some shit went on, and I believe that him and Lisa had some run-in. And I believe Lisa said some shit that hurt his motherfucking feelings. Called him all up out of his name and shit. Called him a bunch of faggots and shit. That ain't cute. Called him out of his name. And I believe he meant to make that bitch eat crow. Because that's what a 23-year-old queen will do. Really? Bitch, you laughing and keying at me, bitch? And then I'm going to tell you, when he flipped that motherfucking script on y'all and fucked y'all up in that interview, when he told you that he fucked Darren in his ass, that fucked y'all up. Again, misconceptions about who's zooming who. It even fucked up my brother Shawn. Because Shawn had already taken for granted that the little boy was a queen. But it fucked you up when you found out that he done ran up and Darren. He done let Miss Darren have it at him. That fucked you up. Because we just took for granted that he was a little queen. Child, you don't know who the fuck is who. You never know who's who anymore. The fucking lines are blurred. And I was so motherfucking tickled to find out that Darren was taking one for the team. It didn't surprise me. It's my eyes is open, honey. Anybody can be anybody, honey. They're all motherfucking shapeshifters, honey. You better watch, honey. We thinking we watching the X-Men. The X-Men is real to the motherfucker around here. But don't get so caught up, y'all. And the thing is, like I said, when I was looking at them comments, if this was female on female, would you be so shocked? No. Females go at each other like this all the time. It wouldn't be a shock if it was another female leaving egg on Lisa's face. Got mad about some shit that Lisa said. It wouldn't have been. And I honestly believe if Quad knew about all that shit, when Lisa threw that lesbian rumor out there at Quad, she would have threw that shit right back in her motherfucking face. That water wouldn't have went that quick. She'd have threw that shit right back at her. She wouldn't have. Child, Quad is a queen. She would not have sat and sat on that. And you calling her a motherfucking lesbian, and she know your motherfucking husband is sucking dick like 40 going north. Ain't no motherfucking way she could have sat on it. But y'all wasn't ready. Y'all weren't ready, baby. Y'all were not ready when little child spewed that he climbed up on Darren's back at him. Y'all were not ready. Not at all. But I'm just saying, before you discredit the things that the little boy said, and I'm sorry to keep calling him a little boy because he's not a little boy. He's a grown man, but he's young. He's a young gay male, and I believe he was scorned. And I believe and he took a liking for Darren. I believe the shit went left. And I believe Lisa hurt his feelings. And I ain't saying Lisa was wrong. She discredited him and called him up out of his name and shit like that. And I believe that it was a loose, big city motherfucking hookup. And I believe he came to her to leave egg on her face. I don't believe his intention was ever good for Lisa. He came to leave egg on that bitch's face to let her know, bitch, I done been in your husband's drawers, bitch, and he been in mine. I believe that was the intent. I believe that. But I ain't discrediting the things that he said. Not at all. And y'all need to get back up off the shock. Because if it was female on female, you wouldn't be so shocked. Stop lingering around these cupboards and these corners, honey. People aren't doing anything in cupboards anymore and closets other than getting dressed. Trust me. Shapeshifters. They're all around you, honey. All around you. You don't know who's zooming who, honey. Not at all. And gays are gays' worst critics. I didn't make the rules. It's sad, but we don't, and especially in the black gay community, we do not uphold each other. And it seems as though the more feminine you are, the worse it is. The masculine, that's one of the biggest things. The masculine gays don't respect feminine gays, and I'm a feminine gay. Okay, so I'm speaking from experience. It's always an issue. For whatever reason, you'll never be able to hurt our feelings the way that we hurt each other's feelings. It really is a weird, weird thing. Pick up my book, child, read it till it gives you a headache. And that one chapter, how they explaining it, literally, if you are masculine, a lot of times they really don't respect the feminine, the effeminate gay male. And if you do drag, oh my God, it's even worse. So you know, I'm speaking from experience, y'all. I don't let it bother me because I ain't even built like that. I could give a less than a goddamn. But it's the truth. I believe a lot of what the little boy said. Um, some of his intent was bad. Some of it, a lot of his intent was bad. But it's scorn, upset, frustrated, being discredited. Nobody likes that, gay, straight, or otherwise. Nobody wants to be discredited, and especially if you're telling your story. You don't want your story discredited. Now, I've gone on with this for about 16 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let it go. But I just had to say what I had to say. Okay? This is what I wanted to say. And again, Shawn Bradley, you know I love you to death. I love you to death. You did a great job. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of how you handled this. Um, I thought you did a good job. I thought you did a good job. And again, much success to you. There's going to be much huger things. And Damen Wayne, um, I don't know. I don't know. We've all been young. We've all made mistakes. We've all done some things. It is what it is. This too's going to pass. You'll get over it. You know, you'll move on. You got your head on straight for a lot. You got a lot going for you. Don't get caught up on it. Don't worry about all these things that people are saying. Take care of yourself, brother. And you know, when you got a lot of life to live. Shit, somebody gonna make you mad again. And you may do this just like this again. You may do it different. It is what it is. It's all life. It's all an experience. It's all experience. But I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful because it just, sometimes this kind of thing can get a little out of hand. And that's the only thing. I don't want to see nothing happen to you now. But, it just is what it is. But I ain't standing in judgment, brother. Not at all. It is what it is. And I ain't discrediting your story. I ain't discrediting your story. Not at all. I'm glad that you did clear up a lot of what it was and you said a lot of why you did what you did the way you did it, right, wrong, or indifferent. And on that, I'm going and I'm gonna let that go. And I wish you all the best. Shawn Bradley, great job, baby. Great job. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye guys.